Do you want to do hikes, but you're not a hiker? Well, that's how we feel. And we're currently in Whistler, in British Columbia, in Canada. Now, we've done a bit of research and we've found some places where you can do a hike, but it's not really a hike. No crampons, no overnight bags, none of that crap. Just a nice, gentle stroll through a forest to see some cool shit. So, stick around, let's see what we got. Right, we've made it to our first hike, not hike of the day. Now you got a lot on you can do here. You got 16.1 Madley Lake, 9.9 Hanging Lake, 7.7 Rainbow Lake, and a 2.3 round trip Rainbow Falls. But forget all that, we're coming for the main event. We're doing the 0.6 Rainbow Falls. Because we're not hikers. And we're just here for the star of the show. So really, nice little map, we're here. Make sure you go on the left entrance, follow it around, Rainbow Falls. Otherwise, you're going all the way up, see the falls, and you're just walking through a forest. And if that's what you want to do, brilliant. But we don't want to do that, so we won't. Right, and of all these walks, we're going to time them, see how long they are, to let you know that it's really not that bad. So it is 12:24, let's go.
Can I have the cocky? I need to get the bear spray.
So we're prepared, we've got our bear spray, we got our walking shoes, because we're traveling and we don't want to be carrying around big bulky hiking boots. So we still want to do some hikes, but like, come on, we're not going for 10 hours. What is the point in that? We've got so much to do and so little time. Although we've got everything but time. Start, Brian.
Oh Christ, it's a hard one already. Oh shit. You're going uphill instantly. What the hell?
These are meant to be the easy ones. Okay, so 9 minutes in, and it has been how? So, I mean, it's a good steep gradient on it, constantly uphill so far, but I guess, you know, it's a short one, and what goes up must come down. You know, you'd think anyway, you'd hope, you pray, yeah. So after about 10 minutes, you're going to come to this sign here, Rainbow Falls Loop, which goes on up there, Rainbow Falls View. So the Rainbow Falls View was only 0.6 kilometers or something. So if you want to call it there, you can do this and then just walk on back to the car. And the round trip probably take you 20 minutes, if that. People at the top. Oh, it's blue. Look at that. Beautiful. If you do come here and go for a swim, don't pee in it. That's some people's drinking water, believe it or not. So that is it. That is the 0.6k loop, no, out and back. Which, if I'm honest, once you go to the falls, it's just another forest walk. So,
but it's well worth the steep incline.
Oh,
falls were
100%.
beautiful.
100%. And actually, bring some swimming gear.
Yeah.
Actually, can you swim in it?
We'll fact check on that.
You might not be able to swim in it.
But it's only 10 minutes. Well, it's 10 minutes on the way there, uphill the whole way. Now we're going back, so it's all downhill. So that's brilliant. And we spent about 20 minutes at the falls, but we did fly the drone and sat there and just chilled for a bit. So really doesn't take much time, and I think well worth it. Okay, so we were 40 minutes, start to finish.
Okay.
But that was about 10 minutes walking there, 10 minutes walking back, and 20 minutes enjoying the falls. So a very easy 20-minute out and back walk.
Right, let's go to our next hike, not a hike. Right, on to our next stop, which is only a 15-minute drive from the last place. This one is going to be a bit of a treat, I think. Something you don't see every day.
So next up we've got the train wreck and suspension bridge. And I believe this is a very short walk. And Google Maps says it's good for families. So it can't be too hard either.
It sounds good to me, because we are family. Right, out and back distance, it says 2.6 kilometers, but we have read online that that is not necessarily true, but looking at it, it looks like it could be, because we're here, we're going to follow the train wreck all the way down to here. Or you can also go to the Sea to Sky Trail, which I don't know what that is, but we're not going to do that. But this is noted as easier, because it's got green dots. Easier is good. It's going to be flat, just a little distance. Right, let's go check it out. And remember, watch out for bears, because bears live here. Literally bears live here. So straight away, as you can see, for all my hiker, non-hiker friends, just a path, a nice flat, easy-going path. Right, it's been about 10 minutes of walking, and you come to the split off where it goes from the train wreck trail to the Sea to Sky Trail, which is right here. And we're going that way to the train wreck express. Let's go. Hang on, what's that say? Oh yeah, Sea to Sky that way. So we'll go this way. Oh, a bear!
I actually just for a split second think, oh my god.
Please bear in mind. Oh.
Okay, so this is the train wreck bridge, which is a really cool suspension bridge, which we're gonna walk over. Beautiful.
And we're coming now to the thing that you come to see. I mean, it's 2 o'clock now, so it's been what?
25 minutes. 25
minutes, but we did have a sit down on the other side of the bridge. It's actually quite a busy place, way more busy than the last one we were at.
Yeah.
But very easy walk, completely flat. And here it is, the abandoned train that loggers just ditched it.
So it was in 1956. It was going 130 kilometres north of Whistler, and it was loaded with lumber bound for Vancouver. Train got to Whistler behind schedule, so they tried to make up for it by going faster, and it went twice the speed limit. The wreck happened on a narrow stretch of track that had been cut through rock with a sharp curve at the end. On the curve, one of the engines jumped off the track and came to a stop. 12 boxcars derailed, and some were wedged into the narrow passage, blocking the track for days. So they, instead of getting rid of it, they just basically moved it to this point, and it got covered in graffiti, and now it's a bit of a tourist attraction.
So actually I reckon this is pretty cool. I think this is worth a visit. It's not something you see every day. In fact, it's not something I've ever seen. And it's a nice touch. You know, turn it into a something to do. There's a nice walk to it. You get to go over a nice bridge. And it's a really, really, really easy walk. So definitely worth a go. Right, train wreck done. It took about an hour and 10 minutes in total, there and back. But, I mean, the walk itself, you're probably talking about 30 minutes of walking, and then the rest of the time we were just chilling out, looking at the trains. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Right, 15 minutes down the road, south, on the Sky Highway, or whatever it's called, is the next thing we're going to. Brandywine Falls. Right, so we are at Brandywine Falls Provincial Park. As you've just seen on the sign, 15 minutes one way. Who said hiking had to be hard? Really? And that has taken us 6 minutes to get here. Easy. That, I mean, I can't even call that a hike, that's a stroll, but if you don't like lots of walking, this is the one. Right, that's done. Quite good to look at, very easy to access. And if you just want to get a quick fix of a waterfall, that is probably your best way to do it, I don't know.
There's also free parking and plenty of toilets.
But can we call that a hike? Don't think so. Are we going to leave it in the video? Absolutely. Let's go on to the next one. Come on, guys. Alrighty then. Right, so that is that one done. Now we're going to go to our last one for the day. It's 20 minutes from where we just were. It's back up past Whistler, but we've saved this one for last for a special reason. And we will show you that right now. Right, this is our last stop of the day. The day is dawning. It's 4:15 in the afternoon. And we've come to the Lost Lake. Now, you actually can't park at the Lost Lake. It's only drop-off zones only. But just at the entrance, there is a lay-by here where you can park in the summertime, as long as you follow the rules of the signposts. And it's about a 15-minute hike to the lake. Beautiful walk. Get a look at this beautiful golf course next to you. Best view of the whole trip, minus that one. So as you can see, this is just a nice paved pathway. A very easy hike, not hike. So we estimate about 15 minutes till we get to the lake, where full frontal nudity is encouraged.
What are you talking about?
It's nudist.
No, it's not.
Oh. Alright. Well, these guys are in for a shock. How have you found today as a whole? What do you think?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it because, you know, sometimes people say it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Well, I would disagree. I don't want to do the long walks. I just want to see the cool shit at the end. So we've seen a couple of waterfalls, that really cool train wreck and suspension bridge. And now we're going to go and see a lake. And really for very minimal effort.
And minimal cost.
Yeah, what have we actually paid for?
Yo.
That's it.
Yeah.
And no.
Parking? No, we haven't
even
paid for parking or anything. No,
So,
literally.
literally
So
just
really, really cheap day, and one we would recommend. So here we are. This is the Whistler Valley, and the Lost Lake is there. That is where we are.
There is toilets here as well, and it took us less than 15 minutes.
Yeah, less than 15 minutes. What's better after a long day of hiking, not hiking? You go for a nice, refreshing dip. in a glacial lake. Nope. Nope, not warm.
Oh, you.
It's not warm.
Freezing.
That is cold.
Little fishies.
That is cold. It is really cold, isn't it?
Really? I don't want to do it. Brian, this isn't fun. It's really cold.
It's really. Oh, that's the nuts.
Mush your hair because it looks like you got really bad.
Like and subscribe.
Catch you next time. Okay, back in, out.